Friends, if you are holding XRP right now, this video is extremely important for you. In June 2026, XRP is standing at a crossroads. On one side there is heavy selling pressure, and on the other side, an opportunity that may only come once in a lifetime. Today we are going to cover everything you need to know. First, XRP's current price and what is happening in the market right now. Second, why is the price falling and what is the real reason behind it? Third, what is the Clarity Act and how can it completely change XRP's future? Fourth, what are the whales doing while the price is dropping? And most importantly, what happens next and what should you expect? So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and let's get started. Friends, let's talk straight. XRP had a very rough start to June. At the end of May, XRP was trading at $1.33. But as June arrived, it first dropped to $1.29, then to $1.21, and at one point crashed all the way down to $1.08, the lowest level in 19 months. That sounds painful, but wait, listen to the full story. The critical $1.25 support level has been broken. This was an extremely important price level. When it broke, a large number of stop-loss orders got triggered and the price fell even further. Now $1.25 has flipped from support to resistance, meaning it's also hard to go back up from here. Looking at technical indicators, the RSI is sitting around 38 to 39, neither extremely oversold nor showing bullish strength. A so-called death cross has formed. The 50-day and 200-day moving averages are both above the current price, a bearish signal. Daily trading volume is around $1.66 billion. Meaning the market is active, not dead. In one line, the price is suppressed, but the market is not finished. Now comes the biggest question: why is it falling? First reason, Bitcoin's weakness. When Bitcoin dropped to $67,000, the entire crypto market came down with it. XRP doesn't live in a separate world, it moves with Bitcoin's tide. Second reason, technical selling. Traders who operate short-term aggressively sold when the $1.25 support broke, creating a chain reaction. Third reason, broad market sentiment. Investors are cautious right now, waiting on regulations, waiting on legislation, and in this uncertainty, many are sitting on the sidelines. But and this is extremely important, despite all of this, more than 25 million XRP have been moved off exchanges in recent days. This signals that people are not selling, they are shifting their coins to personal wallets, meaning they are holding, and Binance inflows. They are at the lowest levels of all of 2026. That means heavy selling pressure is not actually entering the market. So the price is falling, but smart money is not selling. This could be a bear trap. Now we get to the most exciting part, the Clarity Act. Friends, this bill could be the most important legislation in the history of crypto, and XRP is the coin that stands to benefit the most. What exactly is the Clarity Act? It is a US law that clearly defines which digital asset is a security and which one is a commodity. This confusion has been XRP's biggest enemy, the SEC lawsuit, the regulatory fear. All of it came from this lack of clarity. So what happened recently? The Senate Banking Committee passed this bill on May 14, 2026. Then on June 1, it was placed on the Senate legislative calendar under General Orders, calendar number 423. That means this bill is now formally eligible for a full Senate vote. Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that Ripple has never been closer to Clarity Act passage. He also praised the new SEC Chair Paul Atkins as a breath of fresh air, meaning the regulatory environment has improved dramatically. If this bill passes, and the White House has set a target of July 4, 2026, XRP will receive permanent regulatory clarity. This will not be a one-day pump, this will be a complete structural re-rating of XRP's value. Standard Chartered Bank's analyst Jeffrey Kendrick projects XRP at $2.8 by end of 2026. $7 in 2027 and $12.6 in 2028, contingent on the Clarity Act and ETF inflows. These are not rumors, this is a forecast from a regulated global bank. Now let's talk about institutional money. Spot XRP ETFs launched in November 2025, and since then, more than $1.43 billion in total inflows have come in. In May 2026 alone, $131.94 million flowed in, a monthly record. Think about that, the price was falling, but institutions were putting money in. What does that signal? It means big players are buying for the long-term. Short-term noise doesn't stop them. Whale wallets, those holding more than 1 million XRP, have reached 332,230 addresses, an all-time record. These are the same people who sat at the bottoms in 2020, 2023, and 2024 and earned massive returns. XRP-focused institutional funds attracted $132 million in May alone. The price was going down, but institutional confidence is clearly visible. Now let's do some technical analysis, don't worry. I'll keep it simple. Key support levels to watch. $1.1 to $1.3 analyst Crypto Patel's current accumulation zone. $0.75 to $0.85 the next major support if the current zone breaks. $0.5 to $0.6 the so-called generational entry zone, the 2020 level. Key resistance levels. $1.32 to $1.43. This is where XPRP is currently stuck and battling. A daily close above $1.51 opens the path toward $1.58 and then $1.67. $1.7 is the measured target of a cup and handle pattern forming on the daily chart. Now the bear trap theory, and this is very interesting. On Binance, there are $227 million worth of short positions stacked versus only $24 million in longs. This is a 92-10 imbalance, meaning the market has become extremely one-sided to the bearish side. When so many people are positioned on one side, the market often moves in the opposite direction and squeezes them out. A short squeeze could happen and the price could shoot up suddenly and violently, analyst Agrag. Crypto noted that XPRP is sitting on a long-term macro trendline that is held since 2017, and every time it touched this line in 2020, 2023, and 2024, a bottom followed. Friends, putting all of this together, here is the full picture. Bearish scenario. If the $1.1 support breaks, a move toward $0.65 to $0.85 is possible, painful, but historically the best accumulation zone. Neutral scenario. XPRP continues to move sideways between $1.1 and $1.5 until the Clarity Act vote happens. Bullish scenario. The Clarity Act passes, a short squeeze triggers institutions pile-in, and $2.8 by end of 2026 becomes very realistic. Long-term, analyst Crypto Patel has set targets of $5, $10, and even $15, comparing the current setup to a previous accumulation zone that led to an 835% rally. The July 4th date is the single most important event on the calendar right now for every XPRP holder. So friends, here is the complete summary. The price is suppressed, but the fundamentals are strong. The Clarity Act could be an absolute game changer for XPRP. Whales and institutions are actively buying during this dip. A short squeeze remains a real possibility, and July 4th, the Clarity Act deadline, is the most crucial date to watch. This is your time to do your own research, understand your risk, and never make emotional decisions. If this video was helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and share it with your crypto friends. In the next video, we will cover exactly when and where to look for an entry, so keep notifications on. Stay smart, stay patient, and I'll see you in the next one.